violin,
violin,
violin, violin.
Violin.
5 more years. A little help here?
This is why we suggested the violin. The violin. The violin.
Okay, dentist.
Deal.
Good.
As long as you make her practice her violin. Violin. Violin.
Oh, yeah, the violin. I like that.
Ridiculous. It is out of the question.
Maybe it's ridiculous for me to spend all my time practicing the violin. Violin. Violin.
It was my fault.
Oh, honey.
It was.
You threatened her violin teacher?
I'm sorry, man. Don't be sad. I'll play it for you later on my violin. He's right about the pressure, you know. My parents still make me take violin lessons.
Tell me again why the violin just wasn't you.
It's too happy.
Violin guy. He's the stalker?
He was with the symphony before the accident. The aphasia prevents him from being able to speak unless he plays his violin.
Nobody likes a cello. It's just a violin with size issues.
My parents started me on violin lessons when I was 3. SAT prep when I was 12.
It's like he tied one on a little too tight.
Bet you'd never believe me if I told you he was a violin prodigy who played 2 years with the Philharmonic.
Appreciation.
Appreciation.
Appreciation. Appreciation.
Appreciation.
Obviously, the killer wants us to hear this song for reasons other than music appreciation. Music appreciation. Music appreciation.
I'll hit you with truths. You want to know what it's like to work as hard as I do and get no appreciation, no appreciation, no appreciation, just...
I don't suppose the President's appreciation could come in the form of a blurb for my book.
Oh, come on, Watson. Show a little appreciation for a prank well played.
Tyler and their ilk used to share their appreciation of Nottingham Knights.
Most scientists don't have an appreciation for the value of aesthetics.
If I could show my appreciation by taking you out to dinner sometime.
What is that?
A small token of my appreciation for that miracle you performed on my back earlier.
Time we'd spent together working on it gave me an appreciation I never would have had otherwise.
So she's dropping the suit?
Yeah, forget gratitude and appreciation, maybe.
You have to care for people who are oftentimes incapable of expressing gratitude or appreciation.
Presence.
Presence.
presence,
Presence. Presence.
Is that a purpose to your presence? Presence? Presence?
Come out!
But I think part of what you give your kids is more than just your presence. It's your example.
All right.
But until the newcomers detect her presence, she still has a choice.
We are committed to our presence in New York.
Indeed, we have noticed a lot of increased traffic, FBI presence in town, and
Is that why you're gracing us with your presence, Uriel?
We're in danger.
What the hell are you talking to me for?
My presence will only draw attention to them.
We've all lost his presence.
Angel's sidekick would rather rip off her wings and spend another minute in your presence.
These people find comfort in my presence.
Your presence has been requested.
Our father, his presence all around the baby. It was so strong.
Sheer.
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 Sheared.
Sheer will. Something you know very little about.
If he's out, I'm not sure what we'll nail him on.
Well, maybe you could force him back through sheer will. Sheer will. Sheer will.
No.
Tim.
Please, just knowing he's not going to be here makes coming to work sheer bliss. Sheer bliss. Sheer bliss.
I could only sleep out of sheer exhaustion. And when I did sleep, I would dream.
We're going over backwards over a huge cliff. I don't know what that drop-off would have been, probably maybe 400 feet. Sheer rock, there was no snow on it.
What's Devil's Drop?
It's the only way to breach the ridge. It's a sheer cliff face about 500 foot straight down, but from there it is only a 4-mile hike to Annanmore.
The disturbance is another indication of the sheer power of the scar-faced bull and the aggression of all buffalo.
Okay, I had no idea the sheer number of crazies that were in the city until...
You're bound to make mistakes, if only out of sheer boredom.
He kept his house in power through sheer will.
Fascinating. Based on currents, shad populations, and sheer guesswork.
Don't tell him you're guessing.
Quest.
Quest. Quest.
Quest.
Quest.
Quest. You unknowingly act as an agent for the Ottoman Sultan.
My quest is not in pursuit of anyone's purpose.
The Pilgrims were born to help us in our heroic quest for survival.
When you're an animal, life's a balancing act. Each day is a quest to find food to survive.
They are sainted now. They are the sainted ones in this quest for freedom.
Dream quest or not, you know, anytime you need help, I got you.
Oh, when I lose. Be angry and never want to see my face. That won't help me on my quest to become you.
I mean, for serial killers, every murder results in a further refinement of their fantasy, a quest for perfection.
This corner of the land. But when the curse ends, our quest will resume. And when it does, Regina will truly have lost everything.
You kidding? A trip with you, first plane ride, and we're going on a quest like in the book.
Assemble.
Assemble. Assemble.
Assemble.
Assemble.
This is about you doing your job and me doing mine. Mine's me being left alone to manage this team you assembled for me. Assembled for me. Assembled for me.
I didn't assemble them for you, Art.
No shit.
Crimson Typhoon, China, one of the greatest. Assembled in Shansu, full titanium core, no alloys.
So this is the faucet assembly. Look at all the different parts, okay? Yeah, go ahead. Hold in your hand, familiarize yourself with everything. Now, every part here is made and assembled in the United States. It's something we're very proud of.
Doctor, we're gonna need to speak with the staff. Do you understand?
I'll assemble them in the common room after dinner.
Oh, powder my nose.
Everyone, please assemble in the drawing room for this evening's whist party.
I propose we assemble a team and take the nuts for the park. Everybody, what did I tell you?
Sir. Madison Square Park, 1 hour.
I'll assemble the team.
They set up shop in an abandoned storefront by Pushkin Square. Assemble a team immediately. I want the men responsible for this dead before they leave Russia.
Of course.
I've always thought that you'd make someone a fine husband someday, assuming you'd be able to get the parts and develop the engineering skills to assemble them, which I don't see as likely. Hacha! Behavior in the cafeteria was delightful. Yeah, maybe your friend Gunderson needs to head over to IKEA and assemble a sense of humor.
Electrical.
Electrical. Electrical. Electrical.
Electrical.
Doing some electrical work for me.
Electrical work my ass.
Try the closet downstairs.
Okay.
All the other electrical thingies are.
I owe a favor to the chief of electrical. And he's got a thing for tough, pretty girls like you.
What's going on? What happened? The blast. It jumbled all the Jaeger's electrical circuits.
Report. Valve breach on level 2, sir. Electrical malfunction.
Thanks, James.
I am a structural engineer who's also an electrical engineer.
Here. Wow, it's hot.
Oh, yeah, that's because all the building's electrical equipment's back there.
What's that humming sound?
The generators. The Armenians cut the electrical cables.
It's got 6-sided protection against concentrated attacks with mechanical and electrical tools.
I surmise it has something to do with the electrical charges in the brain.
Could have been electrical.
There's no sign of accelerants or any kind of incendiary device.
Electrical seizure activity stopped.
Electrical problems, restricted blood flow, blood where it shouldn't be.
Inquire.
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 Inquire. Inquire.
I'm calling to inquire about an appointment. Inquire about an appointment. Inquire about an appointment.
You show too much of that for which the people stir. If you will pass to where you are bound, you must inquire your way with a gentler spirit.
I mean, do your kids play professional basketball?
No, not to my knowledge, but I will inquire.
May I inquire how your eminence has uncovered this scandalous affair?
By reading Buckingham's letters to the Queen.
Oh, hi. This is Alicia Floric. We spoke about an hour ago. You had inquired about an addendum.
Yeah.
You will not even inquire into possibilities other than possession.
Of course I will.
I've dispatched Kitty to inquire after him, although I'm not very hopeful.
Before we proceed any further, Doctor, I'd like to inquire as to exactly what procedure you intend to perform on the remains.
Speak to me that way again, and you won't. May I inquire as to the fate of my man, Braun?
Okay, listen up. Some of you have inquired about our petition.
Vacation.
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 Vacation. Vacation.
You know who figured out how to do it right? The people who live in the spots where the rest of us vacation. Vacation. Vacation.
A week, I haven't missed my daughter's volleyball game in 5 years, and I take my family on vacation whenever I want to.
October 2031.
Well, Mansfield owes me about 60 vacation days, so 60 vacation days, so I'll see what I can do.
Oh, did you want to go?
You blew off a great job to go on vacation with your girlfriend. It's so stupid.
Hey. It's good, you know, it kind of feels like we're missing a musketeer, though. Listen, thought about taking a vacation?
Yeah.
And your daughter corroborate all this?
She is on vacation in Kenya. No luck on Staten Island?
Not a hot destination for vacationing emirs, apparently.
Not on vacation.
Yeah, well, I'm starting to feel like a telemarketer here.
Castle, I'm on vacation. If I wanted to investigate a murder, I would have stayed in the city.
Straight A student, no history of trouble, on a dream European vacation turns into a hooker in a ratty hotel.
I didn't even get the 2 weeks vacation pay due me.
This is Lila's busy work, man. You didn't have to tag along.
Well, I don't know how to vacation like a normal person, Diggle.
Commander Slattery said you were very helpful while I was on vacation.
We're fresh out of doctors. Look, one of them's on vacation in Vail. The other one drove his Porsche right into the dome.
Yeah, it's in the middle of Lake East Point, but still under the dome. We need a few vacation homes out there, right?
This case. I'm still waiting on the fiber evidence and the ballistics report. Are you on vacation or something?
No, I'm so sorry.
I made that for Colson.
Wow. Hey, you know, if you're looking for vacation time, bribery will get you nowhere, because I've tried.
Virtual.
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 Virtual. Virtual.
I do know what it's like, Kent. It's a virtual world. It's a virtual world. It's a virtual world. Your son has created an avatar of himself.
A teaching assistant. Instead, you are running some kind of virtual casino. Virtual casino. Virtual casino.
It's a variation on a virtual autopsy device. On a virtual autopsy device. On a virtual autopsy device.
Lives have become digital. Our friends, now virtual. And everything you could ever want to know is just a click away.
Movies together in these sort of virtual worlds.
Live action. We used virtual lenses for the other 2/3.
And the conversion from virtual to actual became sufficiently viable.
Crying together.
And in some ways, the virtual experience is more rewarding because there's an actual dialogue going on.
I basically created a virtual autopsy. It's not as good as a regular autopsy.
Too engrossed in their virtual world to be bothered by people dying in the real one.
Missile.
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 Missiles. Missiles. Missiles.
Is that a missile? Missile? Missile?
Specifically, the kind of missile deployed from an unmanned aerial vehicle.
PCO high, break MM1, align 4 Echo missiles and place into the reload pool.
Do we have a target ID?
Surface gun, now 5-1 in trail.
Missile fired from a surface ship in the North Atlantic.
Ballistic missile traveling at 9,700 miles per hour. Confirmed, we have a nuclear bird in the air.
We have no chance to intercept.
Rocketdyne's test firing their new missile up in Santa Susana. Supposed to be faster than the V2.
By the time tanks, jets, and missiles took it down, 6 days and 35 miles later, 3 cities were destroyed.
Missiles between the Americans and the Chinese are crossing in the air as we speak. We're lost.
What is it?
TAO ballistic missile fire detected.
Missiles climbing just came over the horizon.
Inbound?
No, sir. They're diverging. At 1:15 p.m. today, the military plans to launch a powerful missile at our town in the hopes of destroying the dome. Because we don't know what will happen when the dome collapses, it is imperative that we take shelter. For your safety.
First the dome came down, then the missile strike, then came the red rain.
Per hour, is that speed constant? Yeah.
Too slow for a missile or a jet. Too fast for a copter.
We have to build this blast shield. Missile could go out any minute.
This press conference is about the Jordan Valley. The most important thing about the missiles is the scale back, not the PR.
But that brings us to the elephant in the room.
Missile defense.
Primitive.
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 Boxing. Primitive. Primitive. Primitive.
Cells. Amari macho.
Primitive. 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 He may think the same of us.
Yeah.
Tell us about the hunt.
That's pretty primitive. 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 You know? I mean, I don't know how else to describe chasing down a rabbit with our bare hands, you know?
The end of primitive organic life and the dawn of a more advanced age.
Thanks for the UNLV.
Primitive, huh?
We're so far from Earth that there's no way that these primitive, ancient civilizations could have possibly known about it. But it just so happens.
Yes, she lost a battle with some primitive.
And I'll put Gomorrah under your charge.
These people are primitive. I've seen how they live.
Primitive aftercare for a primitive sport.
While this might look primitive, I assure you this is the result of years of painstaking research.
He's dark, looming, powerful, holding a primitive weapon.
Castle, that is a person.
Concern.
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 You were so distraught over the start time of your grandpa's funeral. Was this your concern? Huh?
Whoa. This is not your concern. Your concern.
Hey, I owe him. I don't owe you.
A war.
That is not my concern. My concern. My concern. A message sent must be delivered. That's none of your concern.
I appreciate your concern, but I'm fine.
I can't. The triad will kill me. The triad's not your concern right now.
Mom.
It's not your concern, sweetheart.
Thea made it my concern.
Prepared for this.
I think we can all appreciate Joe's concern for Iris, Barry.
Whether you take my word or not is not my concern.
What exactly is your concern?
No, I don't have assets in place to run an investigation. Right now, my only concern has to be the president's safety and security. I have no other priorities.
Okay. My concern is what these kids are going to do if they feel like they're cornered.
Respect, I think you're wrong.
I appreciate your concern. Haley's my son.
What the hell are you doing?
Stand aside. This doesn't concern
Now
you.
go!
How is that my concern?
Because he said he would let them go if I helped you to escape.
Planet.
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 The planet. The biggest and most beautiful planet in our solar system. She is our Jupiter.
The most horrible place on the planet. Because they save their strength and they wait for the rain to come and they reach for the sun.
What we want is to leave the planet better than we found it.
Of itself. Particles join the air currents which carry them all over the surface of the planet.
I hereby proclaim this planet.
Yo, you all just got transported. I don't know if you know that, but we're in a magic place, y'all. Y'all ain't even from this planet. I'm from a different planet, y'all, and I just
No more Bagwells shall roam this planet. Not with that vile blood in their veins.
I continue to be the luckiest guy on the planet. Why? Not really.
The crew guys, shall we go down to the planet with the main guys? The captain and guy with the pointy ears?
Everyone on this planet at some point in their lives has had a major case of the feels.
To get on that, after a month of combing the planet for these things, we finally got a clue.
Right now we have more important.
Conspicuous.
By the conspicuous gallantry, professional skill and determination of the pilots, together with the outstanding technical skill and...
Where do you think you're going?
I was going to clean the wound, sir. You've been cut. It's conspicuous.
The other day, he absconded with a poster tube, a conspicuous detail in itself, given that he was so busy destroying so much other evidence.
Proven.
There's a conspicuous lack of security cameras in your building. I'm assuming it's because the owner, you, wants it that way.
Into the dome? I thought you said it was too conspicuous.
I thought you understood. You do what I say.
The Unsullied are too conspicuous.
Anyone can see you coming from a mile off.
Why's that? Well, they'll look a little conspicuous where we're going next.
Corner. Two men wearing classic Hydro black trying desperately hard not to look conspicuous.
And failing.
Last visit here, your usual full armor look is a little more conspicuous.
Police car. Okay? The car he took from the hospital is way less conspicuous. Why? Because he needed something. He needed...
Accessible.
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 Mr. Ross borrowed he was not digging through asphalt or concrete, so that could further narrow our search to areas of accessible soil. Accessible soil. Accessible soil.
Where are you with that? We're sweeping every wirelessly accessible camera on the planet. Accessible camera on the planet. Accessible camera on the planet.
Not a very accessible person. I suppose you've realized that by...
Finding you was a different matter. Your work is easily accessible online.
Four-quadrant strategy, cohesive across all media, presenting and instantly accessible.
Buyers will want to arrive and leave quickly, somewhere private, accessible by aircraft.
How long until the funds are accessible? Like any other bank, 24 hours.
Was what that cable was, how?
The location of such cables is mapped. They're accessible with very little effort.
Because McManus was on the loose, maybe they had to make a different plan. Place the bomb somewhere more accessible.
Inside Merlin Global Group's main headquarters on the 25th floor. It's only accessible through a restricted access elevator.
I know. Just a question. Does this super secret room have a super secret entrance? Yes, it's accessible two ways. The first is through HPD.
Trace back. Hold on, the deep web. I've heard of that. Oh, yeah. No, 96% of the internet isn't accessible through standard search engine.
Action.
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 And you know we only have money for one assistant, Marnie, so we would have to share you.
Oh, yes, don't worry. I'm used to high-pressured environments. I like action. I like action. I like action. To me, it's all about time management.
What story did you people tell the specialist Welsh Franco's family? Killed in action. Killed in action. Killed in action. Died in a brig.
Any action? Any action? Any action?
Nah, I think the word's out. This is a pretty tough point to cross.
The Dragon Warrior is here, ready for action, so... What is it? What's the emergency? It's my song.
Tom, I hope you're ready to get back into action.
Turns out your daddy had a lot of pretty things I didn't know about.
Oh, I bet he got a lot of action here.
Mama.
Hello, everyone. Okay, 3, 2, action.
Well, hello, party people.
You better start looking for a good defense attorney, pal.
You look good in action.
Well, if I die today, no one will know I did anything. Now, you clerk for a Supreme Court justice long enough, you want to see the law in action.
Well, Robin can tell you.
I miss my calling. Should have been a paramedic. I mean, the action, the glory, and this. That's real life and death stuff.
Wow, could it be? Newton's third law of motion, or lack of motion, in your case, illustrated right here in our bathroom. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction.
Screen. Screen.
Screen.
Screen.
Screen.
Simon, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good. Can you see the blue screen? Blue screen. Blue screen.
Yes.
Doing it for attention. I just want to try and not live my life through a screen. Screen. I want, like, some kind of actual interaction.
Now, after I'm done, and no screen time for a month. What?
Dragon, I'm not a currency trader. You asked me to sit in front of the screen because Melinda was out with the flu.
You're not supposed to enjoy yourself, Doug. If you were, there would be big screen TVs. There would be gambling.
In the morning?
No, your screen door was open and there was no doorbell, so...
Do you think I'm pretty?
Tests are exclusive. You have to choose what you want to screen for.
Here in the conference room?
Yeah, listen. Rossmeyer Global's VP's been keeping a false set of books behind the flat screen in his midtown office.
Really?
He's not looking at us. He's looking at a red dot on a radar screen. On that screen, we could be any ship in this port.
Was the screen a Cromwell casualty?
I dare say.
Go to the home screen, open the other app.
Tell me who you are.
Salesman.
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 Divorced, 11 months. He was a salesman. Sold me the whole dream.
John, I've come to the realization that you may not be a great salesman. Okay.
You're really into music.
Oh, it used to be my job.
What, like a record salesman? Salesman?
I was a DJ.
Wow, it's horrible.
Yeah. You meet a younger woman, you have a kid, she's not supposed to die on you. She's supposed to meet a car salesman and move to Vegas like mine did.
Nobody remembers the world's best soda salesman.
He's a salesman! A usurer! Okay, your name is Shu Fen, and you're a traveling ladder salesman from Hubei.
Think I'd screw you over? You're a used car salesman, Jim.
They've gone down to the village. Some travelling salesman set up at the pub for the afternoon.
All right, I got a pizza delivery driver opening, liquor salesman, bilingual insurance agent, part-time nanny, hair salon assistant.
This sort of thing. It's not my wheelhouse. You need a salesman, not a novelist.
But my racket is, I'm a Bible salesman.
You want to take me away from all this and make an honest woman out of me?
Dentist.
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 Dentist. Dentist.
Okay, dentist, dentist, dentist.
Deal. Rosa, thank you for coming. Carlos, let me know how it works out with that dentist, dentist. Victor, you owe me a dance.
Straight A's, Harvard, grow up and be a dentist.
It's better than being here. All this and brains, too. What are you, a dentist or
Me? No, hardly, no.
Well, it's kind of mandatory. It's like going to the dentist once a year. You go to the dentist. We get it, you know? Quit bragging.
Dude, I'm not blowing up a house.
Not a house, it's a dentist.
The takes were so long. I mean, we only have one copy, and the point of book club is that we all read the book, right?
I just keep hoping that a dentist shows up.
It's his teeth. I mean, it's...
Mr. Queen, we're going to have to get going if you want to make your dentist appointment. Now, sir.
So I'm over at Rose and Bernard's tent. Do you know he's a dentist?
I mean, he's not the president. He's a doctor.
You're a dentist.
Did she just get back from the dentist? She's mad at me because I told her sometimes people can't understand her.
Jay! Yo! Jay! Oh, he looks like that dentist you hooked up with in Laguna.
Oh, yeah, that was in my daddy.
Literature.
Literature. Literature.
Literature. Literature.
Literature. Exactly. Don't go overboard, Virgil.
Yes, for avoiding people. Besides, she seems nice, and she has excellent taste in literature.
I believe I was 13 when my mother pulled me out of French literature class in Geneva and whisked us out of the country to keep us from being murdered.
In fact, there is one extremely unusual applicant who's shown a strong interest in literature and philosophy.
Why?
He's probably the biggest distributor and writer of white power literature and videos in LA County.
Where's the literature?
The Grand Commander is the deepest message of all of Russian literature.
If you're asking me.
Stupid mystery books, okay? Because your serious literature is so much better.
I write serious literature? Beckett, you hear that?
Yeah, I heard.
It's not even literature. It's popcorn.
And why isn't it literature, Adam? I'm dying to know. I have some literature if you want it. That's okay. Save the paper. Dashiell Hammett, not that I need to take cues from literature when you make it so easy for me, Art.
Legitimate.
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 You'd see that they're sending representatives to meet us in person. They have a phone number, and their business address is legitimate.
That's not a legitimate business model.
That'll be $10. Whoa. This is a legitimate transaction. You understand?
My name is Sergeant James Dapp. Ask me a legitimate question.
Shut up. Come on, how many times did I tell you guys? My dad is
A legitimate businessman.
It's a legitimate medical condition, and you're the one who told me to go to the doctor.
It's a big international art event they hold in Honolulu every year.
Where the legitimate art world gathers, there's a black market that travels with it.
Any idea where it might have been customized?
Not in any legitimate shop, that's for sure.
Look, I didn't plan on stealing, at least not at first. I had a legitimate job at Bear Stearns.
Gardener.
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 Gardener. Gardener.
That's Bruno the gardener, and that's Maria the cook.
Who are you? Are you a gardener or something?
The housekeeper, Maritza, Carlos the gardener.
We're not contesting that my client was at the house that night.
Hey, Cam, does a gardener usually work on Saturdays?
I don't know. He comes when we need him. He's like Batman, but straight.
Sure, we'll get to the show on time. I'm sure Dad is just going to go out and give an encouraging word to the gardener, hopefully.
You're having lunch
with the next DA.
Great. And you'll still earn less than our gardener, and I'll still be paying for lunch with my parents' credit card.
Julie's father has a retarded brother.
So what? He's not the gardener, is he?
Stephen!
Why can't you just do it?
Well, I always do it. I fired the gardener. It's not fair.
Gonna be a dealer? Or you gonna be a fucking gardener, Pedro?
Tell you, in order for us to grow, we have to grow.
Who's that?
The gardener. I think his name's Edson.
You want to talk brave? How about Captain America's undocumented Mexican gardener?
Intelligent.
Intelligent. Intelligent.
Intelligent.
Intelligent.
Keen, you seem to be a lucid, reasonably intelligent woman. Intelligent woman. Intelligent woman.
You make weapons for the government.
No. I make intelligent machines. Intelligent machines. Intelligent machines.
You are driven and intelligent. You're a million times too good for me, even before I was broke.
If there is intelligent life out there and they come here, it's going to be like Columbus and the Indians.
I use it as proof of an intelligent designer.
Intelligent designer.
God.
An intelligent man with a strong head for business.
You know, that you're a hyper-intelligent individual. That you understand acutely that the heat's always on.
She's beautiful. She's intelligent. She's funny. The way she smiles at me sometimes just melts my heart.
The love haze. It's like a drug. It makes intelligent people do stupid things.
From people who are even more intelligent and dedicated than I am.
Supremely intelligent, highly adaptable, and they are ruthless killers.
Forward.
Forward. Forward. Forward. Forward.
Basket boy number 9, Bryce Losky.
I knew I was supposed to step forward, step forward, step forward, but I couldn't move.
Now, Mr. North, let's fast forward. Let's fast forward. Let's fast forward, shall we? 45 minutes, the night of the murder.
Service. With the young man who brought me this scroll. Please, come forward. Come forward. Come forward.
5 minutes! Step forward! Suspense better be made.
Why didn't you come forward before? What were you waiting for?
Well, for you, Inspector.
Can you forward me that video, please?
Yeah, me too. I really love that song.
No, you guys, that's private.
Husband.
Hockey. A forward from Moose Jaw checked him so hard his sternum broke and he punctured a lung.
And besides, what are you gonna do? Just walk out there and ask the killer to step forward?
That's something for the ladies to look forward to.
I hate you.
You're saying it's not a coincidence this woman comes forward now?
I'm saying it's not a coincidence we can ignore.